For years, most people never questioned the operating system on their computers. They bought a laptop, turned it on, and simply used whatever came pre-installed. Windows dominated homes, offices, and gaming, while macOS became the preferred choice for many professionals and Apple users. Linux, on the other hand, was often seen as an operating system only for programmers, hackers, or tech enthusiasts who enjoyed working with command-line tools. It had a reputation for being powerful but difficult to learn, and for the average user, switching simply didn't seem worth the effort. But by 2026, something remarkable has changed. Millions of people around the world are quietly switching to Linux. Not because of massive marketing campaigns or celebrity endorsements, but because Linux has evolved into a practical, modern operating system that solves many of the frustrations users experience with traditional operating systems. This shift has become one of the biggest yet least talked about revolutions in personal computing. Linux has always been incredibly important behind the scenes. It powers most of the world's web servers, cloud infrastructure, supercomputers, and even Android smartphones through the Linux kernel. Yet despite its dominance in enterprise technology, desktop Linux remained a niche choice for decades. Early versions required technical knowledge, hardware compatibility was inconsistent, software support was limited, and gaming was a major weakness. Over time, however, thousands of developers around the world continuously improved Linux. Installation became much easier. Desktop environments became polished and user-friendly. Hardware compatibility improved significantly, and software ecosystems expanded. By 2026, many Linux distributions offer experiences that are just as smooth and intuitive as commercial operating systems. What once required technical expertise can now be accomplished by beginners with very little effort. One of the biggest reasons people are switching is growing frustration with modern computing. Many users feel they have lost control over the computers they own. Forced updates, unwanted applications, built-in advertisements, increasing hardware requirements, mandatory online accounts, subscription-based software, and privacy concerns have become common complaints. People are beginning to question why their own computers increasingly seem to make decisions for them. Linux offers a completely different philosophy. Instead of locking users into a single ecosystem, it gives them control. Users can customize nearly every aspect of the operating system, remove unwanted features, decide when updates occur, and choose exactly which software they want to install. This flexibility appeals to people who want technology to work for them rather than the other way around. Privacy has become another major driving force behind Linux adoption. In today's digital world, almost every online activity generates valuable data. Many commercial operating systems collect various forms of usage information to improve services or support advertising and AI development. While these practices are often disclosed, many users are becoming increasingly uncomfortable with the amount of information being collected. Most Linux distributions collect little to no personal data by default. Since Linux is open source, anyone can inspect the source code to verify what the software is doing. This transparency creates trust, especially among users who value privacy and want greater control over their personal information. Another reason Linux is gaining popularity is its ability to breathe new life into older computers. Modern operating systems continue to demand more powerful hardware, causing perfectly functional computers to feel outdated. Instead of buying expensive new machines every few years, many users discover that installing Linux dramatically improves performance on aging hardware. This has important environmental benefits as well. Electronic waste continues to grow worldwide, and many computers are discarded not because they are broken, but because their operating systems have become too demanding. Linux helps extend the lifespan of existing devices, reducing waste while saving users money. Gaming has also experienced a dramatic transformation on Linux. For years, it was considered Linux's greatest weakness because many popular games simply didn't run properly. That situation has changed dramatically thanks to improved compatibility technologies, graphics drivers, and gaming platforms. Today, thousands of Windows games run smoothly on Linux through compatibility layers like Proton. Hardware support has improved significantly, and gaming performance is often comparable to Windows. Many gamers who once dismissed Linux are now discovering that they can enjoy nearly all of their favorite games without sacrificing performance. Handheld gaming devices have also introduced millions of people to Linux without them even realizing it. These devices demonstrate that Linux can provide a polished, console-like gaming experience while maintaining the flexibility of a personal computer. As users become comfortable with Linux and gaming, many begin exploring it for everyday computing as well. Artificial intelligence has played an unexpected role in Linux's growth. Most AI research, machine learning development, and cloud infrastructure rely heavily on Linux. Developers, engineers, and researchers often use Linux because it provides better compatibility with development tools and server environments. As AI becomes increasingly important across industries, more professionals are becoming familiar with Linux and choosing it for their personal computers. Education has also helped accelerate Linux adoption. Schools and universities are constantly looking for affordable technology solutions. Linux allows institutions to reduce software licensing costs while making use of older hardware. Students studying programming, cybersecurity, networking, and computer science often learn Linux early in their education, making it a natural choice as they enter the workforce. Remote work has further reduced dependence on any single operating system. Many business applications now run directly in web browsers or cloud-based platforms. Employees can perform most of their daily tasks regardless of whether they use Windows, macOS, or Linux. As software becomes increasingly platform-independent, users have greater freedom to choose the operating system they actually prefer. Businesses are also recognizing Linux as a cost-effective solution. Small and medium-sized companies can significantly reduce software licensing expenses while maintaining productivity. Modern open-source office suites, collaboration platforms, communication tools, and professional applications are now mature enough to handle many everyday business needs. Security remains one of Linux's strongest advantages. Although no operating system is completely immune to cyber threats, Linux benefits from an open-source development model where thousands of developers and security researchers continuously review and improve the code. Updates are typically delivered quickly, permission systems limit damage from malicious software, and users have greater visibility into how their systems operate. Open-source software itself has gained tremendous credibility over the past decade. Once viewed as a hobbyist alternative, it now powers much of the world's digital infrastructure. Major technology companies contribute to open-source projects. Governments increasingly adopt open-source solutions, and countless businesses depend on Linux-based systems every day. This has changed public perception, making Linux appear not as an experimental option, but as a proven and reliable platform. Another strength of Linux is its community. Instead of relying solely on official customer support, Linux users benefit from countless forums, tutorials, documentation websites, and online communities willing to help newcomers. Beginners can usually find solutions to problems within minutes, making the learning process much less intimidating than it once was. Linux also offers users a wide variety of distributions designed for different needs. Some focus on simplicity for beginners, others emphasize stability, performance, security, or customization. This flexibility allows users to choose an operating system that matches their preferences rather than adapting themselves to a single fixed design. Economic conditions have also influenced adoption. As subscription services and software costs continue to rise, many people appreciate that Linux itself is free. Most essential applications available for Linux are also free and open source, allowing users to build powerful computing environments without paying ongoing licensing fees. Developing countries have embraced Linux for similar reasons. Affordable computing remains essential for education, business, and government services. Linux helps organizations make better use of existing hardware while avoiding expensive proprietary software licenses, making technology more accessible to larger populations. Government agencies in several countries have also explored Linux as a way to improve transparency, reduce dependence on foreign software vendors, strengthen cybersecurity, and lower long-term costs. Although these migrations often happen gradually, they further demonstrate Linux's growing credibility. Content creators are beginning to adopt Linux in greater numbers as well. Modern video editing, graphic design, animation, music production, and streaming software have improved considerably. While some specialized commercial applications remain exclusive to other platforms, many creators now find Linux perfectly capable for professional work. Perhaps the biggest reason behind Linux's success is that it has grown almost entirely through word of mouth. There are no massive advertising campaigns convincing people to switch. Instead, users install Linux, discover that it works far better than expected, and recommend it to friends, family, and colleagues. This organic growth has created a quiet but powerful movement. Unlike flashy product launches, Linux adoption happens one computer at a time. A student revives an old laptop. A gamer experiments with a new distribution. A small business reduces software costs. A developer recommends Linux to coworkers. Individually, these decisions seem small, but together they represent a significant shift in personal computing. By 2026, Linux is no longer simply an operating system for enthusiasts. It has become a realistic, mainstream alternative that meets the needs of everyday users. It offers privacy, security, customization, excellent performance, hardware longevity, lower costs, and growing software compatibility without forcing users into restrictive ecosystems. Windows and macOS will continue to dominate many parts of the market, and Linux is unlikely to replace them overnight. However, the reasons people choose Linux today are stronger than ever before. Users increasingly care about privacy, ownership, sustainability, flexibility, and long-term value. Linux naturally aligns with these priorities. The quiet operating system revolution is already happening. It isn't driven by advertising or corporate strategy, but by millions of individuals making practical decisions about the computers they use every day. One installation at a time, Linux is transforming from a niche alternative into one of the most important desktop operating systems of the modern era.